My name is Dawn Ramsey. I am the mayor of the beautiful city of South Jordan.
Trent Staggs, Riverton Mayor.
I'm Christy Overson, Mayor of Taylorsville.
My name is Andy Bierman. I'm the new mayor of Park City.
My name is Michelle Kafusi. I am the mayor of Provo, Utah.
My name is Katie Witt, and I am the mayor of Kaysville, Utah.
Bill Wright, I'm the mayor of Payson City.
My name is Kelleen Potter, and I'm the mayor of Heber City.
Jim Riding, the mayor of West Jordan City.
I am Debbie Wynn, and I am the mayor of Tooele City.
I ran for mayor because I wanted to focus on setting a tone for the town, setting a positive can-do attitude, and be more directly involved in some of our current challenges.
I just really like the idea of serving in the community. That's what it's all about, being a public servant, whether or not you're a public servant, but just giving back to the community.
I felt like there were a lot of things that we could do in the city to make it more proactive, more data-driven, and so I decided to run for mayor and see what I could do to try and make a difference.
I recognized a need and the ability that I had to try to meet that need.
I was an employee of West Jordan City for 15 years. Well, if I'm going to retire, maybe I should just take the opportunity and see if I can make a difference as well.
Why did I run for mayor? I get asked that all the time because coming to run for mayor in a city where it's been all men, where my city council is 7 wonderful men, and when I found out that no women had ever run for mayor, I thought I'm gonna do it for sure no matter what. What I tell people is I have this gene in me, and my husband agrees, this wanna serve, wanna help, who's the underdog, what can I do? A lot of people just push me to the front, and then you fall for it and you're like, okay, and then where are they all?
I love my city. You know, I'm born and raised there. There's things that I believe in the past we've pursued that have been mistakes. Of course, those are my ideas, and I wanted to be part of maybe improving things.
I get to the point where I can't not run for a position if I see where I can make a difference.
I felt like I had some real innovative solutions and the ability to really drive an agenda that I thought our residents want.
My main priority is to serve people. I have always felt that way, that an elected official is a servant of the people, and that I felt that I could do an excellent job in serving those people, and that is why I decided to run.
People are already asking me whether I would run again, and I'm not sure yet. It's going to depend on whether I can get permission for a second term.
Well, I had a little bit of a unique experience because Congressman Curtis, who was the previous mayor, won on the 7th, and I won on the 7th, and he flew out on the 8th because he had to have a vote on the floor within 48 hours. So I only got about 20 minutes with him and then came in and took the office. The furniture was gone, the people were gone. He had to move fast, and I don't blame him one bit, but it was drinking from a fire hose because I didn't have anyone to hold my hand for 3 months and walk me through the process. But I loved it. I loved being thrown into the thick of it.
Probably one of the most surprising things that I've found is how many people are aware of our little city. My son's on a mission in Ukraine, and he said to me in a letter this week, he said, I was talking to someone here, and they said, Heber City, I've been to Chick's Cafe.
I think one of the strange things about mayor is people treat you like you got smarter overnight. I spent 6 years on council, and I threw a lot of crazy ideas out there that people thought were crazy ideas, and now you're mayor, you throw them out there and they stop and consider and go, never heard that before.
It's been fun, hard, terrifying, all those words that you can think of, but it's been delightful as well.
I've learned very quickly that there's no such thing as a part-time mayor. You get paid part-time, but it is a full-time job.
I don't know how someone that's not retired, which I am, would be able to do the job as efficiently as it needs to be done.
It is not just during the day that I work, but I work in the evenings, like I say, attending events and other meetings and things that I need to go to, and I think that's what I've been most surprised about is the demand of my time.
One thing that surprised me the most about this job is how much I love it. I knew I would enjoy it. I knew there were parts of it that would be hard, but I don't know that I realized how much I would love it.
Being called mayor, it has been a shocker because people, call me Madam Mayor, and I tell my kids, I come home, I'm like, you guys respect me. I get called Madam Mayor, and my kids are like, we don't even care. They could care less that I'm the mayor. In fact, anything that I say, I've got this event, do you want to come? Is it tied to being the mayor? Yeah, no way. So they don't care. I'm just their mom. The only thing I hear from them at this point is, since you've had this new job, the fridge is always empty.
I joked with our council that I was considering having an orange cone added to our city logo because that's pretty much all you see when you drive through our city right now.
The constituents think that I can make lots of changes, even for residents that don't live in my city.
As I was campaigning, I would wear a red shirt, and I remember walking in a neighborhood and knocking on a door, and I was confused for the pizza delivery guy.
There's occasions in our city council meetings, something humorous happens and comes up.
You took an oath when you signed into office to protect and defend the Constitution. I don't know if it's the Utah State Constitution or the United States Constitution, but in the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, it says all citizens are entitled to life, liberty, and prosperity. I seen this show was done by HBO, your liberal progressive partners in crime, and it showed a clear evidence of how the Diebold machines are hacked. So how do I start a petition or something to get a paper trail? Because for the life of me, I looked at the election turnouts and 5,000 people voted, and it just seems asinine. Maybe I'm wrong, who knows?
You don't typically think that you'll see something like that in a city council meeting.
A lot of complaints about the post office, and if I say, well, that's federal government, people say, well, you're the mayor.
Having a little 5-year-old want to have my cowboy hat, he wanted to dress up as the future mayor, right, for Halloween.
I got a text that said, my next door neighbor, 15 or 16-year-old young man, has a bit of a crush on you and has a picture of me taped to the bottom of his skateboard. So there's all these stickers, skateboard brand stickers and music stickers, and a picture of me. Somebody maybe can give me some advice on how to handle this.
Let me think on that one.
I can't tell you the things because most of the time it's me, unfortunately, making comments that later I go, oh, I was told at my first pickleball training that we don't tap the paddles. Don't do this. Cole's really serious. He has his name on his paddle. And I'm like, he probably waxes his paddle too, which actually probably was not good to say. I end up saying things that are entirely inappropriate.
People care so much about what the mayor wears. It's just so bizarre. We get phone calls to my office. The most recent call was a gentleman called and said, the mayor's wearing a jacket, and it looks like it's from the Civil War. What is she doing? And I don't know. You know what? So I gotta watch what I wear.
Our code enforcement went out in the city looking at areas. So I asked them if I could come along as we're identifying properties where they need some help. But I also saw some really awesome yards. There was a newspaper article printed about that and about me. This is the American dream. The mayor jumps out of the car. Well, actually, she referred to me as an old lady jumping out of a car. So, okay, maybe I'm an old lady, but you know what? I care about the community.
I was born and raised in Tooele, so I'm known by a lot of people. So the joke is, what do we call you? Do we call you Debbie? Do we call you Madam? Do we call you Mayor? And then even worse than that is, what do they call my husband? Because, of course, he's not the first lady. He's not the first. He said, I don't really like the first man. Somebody called him first dude. So he said, I'm good with that. So now we call him the first dude.
We're doing serious business, but we don't take ourselves too seriously.
To get more residents engaged in and informed about our community, about policymaking, how they can get involved. That's number one. And number two is the economic development front.
Provo is such a unique community, and I cannot help but brag about it. I feel like we live in the most beautiful place in the world. We have these beautiful mountains. We have this unique agriculture that's so green and rich soil that goes right into the lake. We're not small, but we're not huge. We have a downtown Center Street that's been restored and is historic and fun and vibrant. My whole goal was to just take us to the next level. And what that looks like for me is getting a new city center, city hall, a new safety building, taking care of the people that take care of us.
to be the best mayor in the state of Utah. Saying that tongue in cheek, but that would be a goal of mine, to make sure that I can make a difference.
My greatest hope is that we can get a lot of the traffic off of our main street onto a side road, create a really quaint downtown feel in Heber City where people want to walk and shop and eat, and kind of reclaim the beauty that's our downtown.
Across from City Hall is where the Jordan School District has their ASB. That whole area where they're at is the redevelopment area. We'd like to call that a city center and turn that into housing. It's right by the track station, theaters, restaurants.
It's critical that we are making good choices right now about the land that we're going to protect as open space. How do we meet the needs of this growing city and all the people that are going to live there? How are we going to make sure that people can get from point A to point B?
Many of our neighborhoods are now 70% second homes or rentals and 30% residents. And the secret sauce in any community is the people. So we are trying to figure out how to keep the people in town, particularly our young working families as we age as a community, as well as some of our workforce, essential service workers like teachers, cops, city workers, nonprofit workers. We feel like that diversity is critical to our town. So at the end of the day, I'd like to be someone that has acknowledged that and helped draw the line and come up with a path forward that keeps us a town with resorts as opposed to a resort town.
That I leave the city in an awesome position for someone else to move in and take over the job.
I love politics. There's often times where a problem will be resolved and I'll get goosebumps on my arm, and I just think, what is wrong with me? Who gets excited about politics? But I really do. When I see the political process working, it's just invigorating.